the perfect romance movie for all the dystopian lovers. This is my review for the new released movie, The Gorge. So on the 14th of February, Apple released a new movie, The Gorge, with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. This movie is a perfect movie for all my dystopian girls lovers who love Maze Runner, The Last of Us, and all zombie apocalypse movies or series. Girls, this is for us. Apple released on the 14th February a movie specifically for us, and today I will review it. So, starting with the basic, this movie was in production from 2022. Zach Dean made a script for it, and then it was listed on the blacklist as the most likely produced movie in the future. And Scott Derrickson is a director of this movie. You may know him, but the most famous works is the first Doctor Stranger and the Black Phone, and now also will be releasing a Black Phone 2. This is like an overview of his most famous works. The main roles are played by Miles Taylor, who is also executive producer of this movie, and you may know him from a trilogy of the Divergent trilogy, War Dogs, Top Gun Maverick, Fantastic Four, and more other movies. So a really famous actor. And the other famous actress who's starting in this movie is Anya Taylor-Joy, who you may know from Furiosa, Queen's Gambit, Menu, Dune, Witch, Glass, Split, and more movies. Also, there's small roles. This is played by Sigourney Weaver, who you may know by The Alien, Avatar, and other movies. So, moving to the story. So this movie is about two elite snipers. One is from US and one is Lithuanian from the East. And they both received a year contract to work in the towers without anything. So they are not allowed to meet anyone. There's like no Wi-Fi. There's no connection to the phone. So there's like have to live there for a year and protect something that in the gorge. So there is something in the gorge that are not allowed to go up in the real world. And these two towers are like in front of each other. So in one is Levi, who character of Miles from the US, the sniper from the West, and on the other side is Dara, who is Lithuanian sniper, portrayed by Anya Taylor-Joy. And they are not allowed to talk with each other. In these two towers, there's the gorge, and they don't know also what is happening there. So they start working. There's like a lot of questions. This portrayed like a really like in this apocalypse style, like a little bit of a silo. If you have seen series Silos with Rebecca Ferguson, you can see the same style as it portrayed it in these two towers. So a lot of gray, a lot of metal, a lot of stone colors. So this is like the same vibe as I perceived from this movie. And I think this is also like an Apple TV style, a little bit gray, like an apocalypse is. One day it's Dara's birthday, and she write him a sign like, what is your name? And then they are start communicating with each other by doing this science, just writing down and communicate it. I think it's really like nice, and I felt like, oh my god, this is so like interesting. And after that, there's like some creatures, I would call them like zombies, who are coming from this gorge, and they have to shoot basically. So after that, the story is starting. So there's like a, if I will tell you without spoilers, there's like a romance between two characters and a lot of action. And after that, they like have to discover what is happening in the gorge. and eventually they will go there, down to the gorge. Felt like it's like upside down from the Stranger Things, you know. It felt like the same vibe, but in like different colors, with like this violet, greenish colors. Because in the upside down you have red, and here's like opposite colors, and also the romance between two characters. I felt it so much. I believed them that they were like fell in love, like two characters. I mean, maybe this is a little bit a cliche, but you know what? As a girl who loved Maze Runner, I missed such movies. I was like, I'm so happy to watch this movie. And yeah, so they have like a snipers. You know, it's just basically a little bit of a dystopian movie, but at the same time, it's happening in real life. And there will be a lot of action, mostly to the second part of the movie. So the movie is in total 2 hours, and the first hour is dedicated more to see the development of the characters, the romance between them, because I also think that is really nice portraying. I wouldn't believe if they haven't spent so much time to developing their relationship, and eventually I wouldn't believe them like, oh, if it just was like a 30 minutes of a movie, how they fell in love. No, but here everything is okay. You just have to, if you want more action, you just have to wait until it's like around 50 minutes of the first part of the movie, and then there will be like the main action, and there will be just the action. Like other hour, like the last hour, it's basically just an action movie with all this like shooting. Regarding the plot, I haven't seen such plots for a long time. I mean, this is something new. I see that there was a lot of inspiration, huge inspiration from video games as Silent Hill or Until the Dawn. So I see also a lot of like The Last of Us. I don't know why, but I saw it like this. Maybe yeah, I think that screenwriter, a huge fan of this games. So I see where it goes from where it went. I would say like that. And I mean, there's not a lot of characters. There are just mainly two slash three main characters, and I really enjoyed watching it. Specifically for the like plot, I wouldn't expect that something will happen like that. I mean, hadn't had a lot of expectations from this movie. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more, just for a fun watching. I can tell you that if you loved Maze Runner, The Last of Us, other sci-fi movies, or maybe a little bit like the last season of Stranger Things, you definitely will like this movie. It's a really nice movie for a night, you know. If you have time, you want to relax. This is fun. I wasn't asleep, you know. It's entertained me, and I really like the romance in it. So this is also something that maybe you will enjoy. Um, but also I like the style. This really a little bit of like a Silas, as I already mentioned. A little bit of post-apocalypse. Like they're in these two towers. There's nothing else except them, except nature and this gorge, where you don't know who is there and what is there. So for those who love such types of movies, especially with a little bit of a romance, I definitely suggest you to watch it. The actors playing so nice. I believe them. It's really nice work. I mean, also fun thing that the characters of Miles Levi, he played drums. Like in one of the movie where Miles Taylor played, and Dara's character, she played chess. And Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles, they were on interview and said like, "Oh, I feel like we already have been there before," and they said like, "Please, no, we don't want to play this anymore, like chess and drums." But the director and screenwriter said like, "Sorry, no, you can't, guys. This is like a plot of the movie," and they were like, "Okay, but we already have been there before." So it's also nice, you know, like a reference back to their movies. There also was a reference to movie Apocalypse Now, with the short poem of Eliot, the Hollow Man. This is also was a main poem in this movie, and they go like the concept was about hollow man as these creatures. So this is also, I think, a reference to the Apocalypse Now. And I also liked it. How Anya Taylor Joy looked in it. I mean, is this black leather pants? I also want now one pair of black leather pants and these boots on a platform. Now I also want to dress like that. So I think it's a really nice and interesting movie and just fun to watch. So you can go watch it and come back and tell me if you like it or not, if you agree with me with what I said or not. So comment below and see you.